is a white-colored sandstone, or very light gray, and of course it's got a lot of cross-bedding in it. Cross-bedding are these dipping sandstone beds here. If we want to know what depositional environment it is, we can do a variety of things. The first might be to note that the Whirlpool Sandstone, the lower part, is almost completely lacking in fossils, and that's bad, because it's hard to know what age it is without fossils. But the patterns in here, this cross-bedding, suggest that we had a flow that's largely from the right to the left. If we had a compass, like I do, this is called a brunt. You got to come closer to see this stuff. I know there's some bushes, but just don't mind the bushes. They're just trees, small ones. If we have a compass, you can get a sense of the orientation of these cross beds, and I won't belabor it because many of you can't quite see that. But with a compass, you can get a sense of which way the cross beds are dipping. Cross beds, of course, are formed. Can you see them over by Kyle here? They're really quite photogenic. Oh, by the way, get your doggone cameras out and rolling. For every stop that we make, I expect a picture. So here's a nice picture with Kyle in it for scale. And you see, right, there's a hammer. You can see the cross beds. Which way do the cross beds dip here, please? Just take your hand and point them in the way. There you go. I've seen that. Now everybody do that. See the cross beds here? We're dipping in that way. Now it's not a very accurate measurement, but when I measure that direction approximately, it's northwest. What does that tell you about the flow that developed, that made those cross beds? Which way was the current flowing? The cross beds dipped to the northwest. The current was coming from the... Go ahead, say it. If they're dipping to the northwest, which way is the current flowing? Toward the northwest. That means they're coming out of the... I hear stunned silence.
Southeast.
Oh, so now you've given it away. Let's just go. Okay. No problem. So yeah, so to the southeast, the sediment supply was coming out of mountains in the southeast. So those are the Taconic Mountains. The Taconic Mountains were built in the Ordovician, and we are still uncertain. Here's an important point, which I would have said differently a few years ago. We're still uncertain what the age of the Whirlpool is. Why is it an uncertainty? Why is it so hard to date, huh? Yeah, okay, hey, good, you're on top of it. So there are very few fossils. That being said, we did find a few little thin shale layers in here years ago that we got some Acritarchs. Now, you won't be a person in the audience that knows what an Acritarch is other than Kyle, probably Chris, and maybe Tim, maybe one other person. Acritarchs are something. There must be some little bits of marine sediment in here at times. However, other people have noticed these nice cross-bedded sands and argue that they are actually from river sands. This is still an open issue, but finding a few little shales up to the top suggests maybe there was some marine water coming in at times. There were seas to the west. Like in Ohio, we have the maybe equivalent of these rocks. Those Acritarchs showed us, at the time, what we said was definitely a very early Silurian age. But last year, some other guys dated Acritarchs, or little microfossils, that's good enough to say, out of here, and came to the conclusion that these rocks were actually still Ordovician age. Very, very late Ordovician. Jury is out, but the unconformity is real, no question. It just is the question, does the unconformity occur between Ordovician and Silurian, or between Ordovician and latest Ordovician? How's that? Is that okay, Kyle? I'm trying to characterize a more complex situation as simply as I can.
There's also spore tetrads.
Spore tetrads, yeah, do you hear that? Now that's important. Why is that important? Because spore tetrads come from tracheophyte or vascular plants. Why is that important? What is the age of these rocks, roughly? Late Ordovician, early Silurian. What do we know about land plants at that time?
There weren't any.
Well, we thought there weren't any, but then they found these land plant spores, so this is very, very suggestive that there were some very small land plants around at the time. Okay, well, I realize the viewing here is not good. We'll see it better at Lockport. Let's get out of here and